Initiating podcast download. Prepare yourself. Put on your spandex. Lace up your boots. Wrap your wrists. Hide your razor blade. Head to gorilla position. Grease up your hair. Apply baby oil. Okay, apply more baby oil. Get into gimmick. Keep your ears open and your mouth shut. Have fun and be safe out there, brother. Welcome to Iron on Wrestling. Now your host, Gregory Iron.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Iron on Wrestling with Gregory Iron. I'm your host, Gregory Iron. This is episode 321. Hello, son and daughters who are listening to the show. Good to see you. And we have another exciting week of Iron on Wrestling. And for the first time in a while, we have a guest. A guest who is, on top of independent wrestling right now. The GCW World Champion. Good friend of mine. Longtime personal friend and confidant. One Atticus Cogar. Cogar? However you say it. He's on the show today.
Pardon the interruption.
What? Hey, wait.
Cogar. Hey. I just met her. No.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Yep.
Too soon?
Yep, we're just gonna
Is that too soon?
wrap the show up.
All right.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
What's up?
Aaron Bauer's in the building.
Yeah.
Glad to be here and glad that you're here as well. I missed you.
I missed you.
I missed your smell.
Well, I missed your smile. I missed your
touch.
I missed your taste.
Hey, me too. We should just kiss and end the show.
Wait, your own taste? You
Remember
miss
that?
your own taste?
Yeah, it's
What are you
snowball
doing?
action, bro. It's winter.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I had a long.
I threw you off.
You did.
Hey, Atticus Cogar's the new GCW champion of the world?
the
whole world?
The whole world, yeah. Yeah. So
Wow,
we're gonna
congratulations, Addy.
We're going to talk about that on the show. I guess before we talk about that, how was Thanksgiving? I saw you made
it's good.
bacon-covered turkey.
Yeah, I woven 2 pounds of bacon together
Okay.
and placed it over the turkey, toothpicked in, and all the fat juices from the bacon dripped into the actual turkey, making it the most succulent turkey of the decade. No, it was the greatest turkey anybody's ever made.
Oh, okay. Okay. I wish I could have tried some.
Yeah, well, you weren't here this year. Usually, back when I was just a single dude, you'd come over with, who were you dating at the time? Ricky Shane Page. That's right.
I knew that was a joke, yeah.
And, so you would come over and we'd eat turkey. And I think I made, maybe tacos, too, or something, Mexican.
Yeah.
But, it was a good time then, and it was an even better time this year that you weren't here.
Yeah. Do you ever?
Thanks a lot for dissing me. You were invited.
I hung out with my brothers, but I was going to say, do you ever regret, inviting someone like Ricky Shane Page into your home?
He was very polite.
Giving him food.
I like him.
Being kind to him.
He's not that bad.
I mean, there's worse people in the world, or
not
worse
many.
people that have lived. I was going to have something to say, but anyways,
He's a heel.
Is he? I don't know if it's cool to be a heel in actual life, but I'm excited about the show to catch up with an actual good human, Atticus Cogar, and I just got back from a long weekend on the road. I went to Top Tier Wrestling on Saturday. I did not wrestle. I had the daunting task of getting interviews with a variety of talents, not just, hey, I need
for the show, right?
Yeah, well, not just backstage promos. It was hey, I need
for this
a
show.
No, for
okay, so you're interviewing people not for this show.
Yeah,
Good
well,
job.
that's
Can't
what
wait to hear.
that's what I was paid to do, Aaron. And so, I had and perhaps maybe we'll get to hear them at some point over on the Patreon for Patreon subscribers. But I sat down with the likes of TJ Perkins, who I've never really talked to, though I've been on a variety of shows with him over the years, and it was nice chatting with him. Cody Diener, who I've known for years. Bill Collier, who was the only guy that I took 0 notes on because I saw Bill on the sheet and I was like, Bill Collier? Yeah, okay, we'll just talk for... And like,
you guys
once
have a history.
We do. And once we were done, Bill's like, I could have talked to you all night. And I was like, I know I could have done the same, but you have a match and, we got to wrap this up. I sat down with Crazy Steve and...
from TNA?
From TNA.
Yeah, I remember him.
He's blind and...
in real life?
In real life, yes, legally blind. And it was, I don't know, I've always kind of admired what he does as a performer, as someone also with a disability, obviously. And so it was nice catching up with him a little bit. And he told a pretty emotional story about a girl with Make-A-Wish that chose him as her wish. And he was like, you got the wrong guy. You sure you don't want Sting? And then, the people went back and they asked the little girl, and they're like, nope, she described you. And, it was a very cool story to hear. And all of these are going to be available through Top Tier Wrestling in the very near future. I think heavily edited, but hopefully at some point we can get the extended stuff over on Patreon.com for you subscribers. You loyal subscribers over on Patreon, which, getting the foot in the door. For $3 for that bonus audio, $5 for the video, $9 for the Zoom chat, which we'll be doing before the end of this month. And we talk about stuff that we will never talk about on the podcast. And, other stuff that I don't plug as much. Occasionally we are talking in a chat on Patreon. We now have a Instagram chat for the $9 and up subscribers. So that's been a thing that's happening.
What's that called?
Well, maybe you should say the name of the chat because you're the reason why it's happening, you freaking pervert.
Well, I only invented the term because you show it on a daily basis. Guzzle Boys. It's a Guzzle Boys chat.
The Guzzle Boy chat, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and Greg is the leader because he's guzzled the most other people.
I don't... Not good. No comment.
Yeah, good.
But and of course, if you're at the $25 and up tier, you're going to get something in the mail from us this month. And I think it's a pretty special thing that we're sending out. I'm actually sending it out hopefully by the end of this week. I'm adding a little final piece to it. It's not as big as the usual Patreon packages that we send out, but I think it's I send this package with a heavy heart. Because, it's a goodbye package in some ways. What does that mean? You'll know when you get the package. Patreon.com/Iron on Wrestling for all the good stuff. The best way to support the show. But also, if you're listening for free on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you download your podcast, we appreciate that. Make sure you're subscribed there. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. And we will be dropping a free bonus Q&A episode this week as well. We'll have some bonus episodes. But hey...
later.
We got to pay some bills. Mm-hmm. We'll take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to have an exclusive interview with the brand new GCW World Champion, Atticus Cogar. Hey, listen, I feel like my physique is good, but it's not as good as it could be. I just wish there was someone that I could maybe look like.
When it's cold at night?
No.
Oh.
I want to look like
you know
someone
what?
more jacked.
Yeah, you should look like my friend Juan of the Dead. He makes graphics for...
Nope.
You know, there's another guy, too. His name's Mike.
Oh.
Yeah, from TNT.
Oh, yeah.
TNT Health.
Yeah, he's pretty jacked.
Yeah, he's
big,
jacked.
Cut up.
He's ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's ready to help you and other people like you.
Well, he's got a variety of supplements for pre-workout, post-workout, anything in between to get you lean, pumped up, jacked, geeked. I like to use the creatine and the glutamine. I'm a basic boy.
You're smitten with that creatine, aren't you?
It's the most basic thing that you can use to get you a better pump.
I like to have a better pump.
Yeah. What have you been using from TNT Health right now?
I've been using a lot of stuff. The Ostarine, and that's just one of the things. Tesla Morellin. So I'm there, brother.
What?
Yep.
Who's
The
that?
Tesla Morellin. It's a peptide.
What's his gimmick? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So now I'm gonna be ripped, and by next week, when you see
Next
me,
week?
yeah. Well, okay. So, full disclosure,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 3 months ago. I met with Mike. We talked about this. He hooked me up with this peptide, and now I'm down 3 belt notches, brother. Yeah.
That's a step in the right direction. And hey, if you're taking some steps on your health and wellness journey, whether it's the first steps or you're well into the hike, you should go to tnt-health.com to buy your supplements, because you're not just buying supplements, you're buying results. Mike's going to help you every step of the way. He's going to help you get the supplements that you need to reach your goals. And, he doesn't mind if you stray off the path a little bit, because he knows no one's perfect. He only wants you to get 70 to 80% of the results, because you know what? Sometimes you're going to want a cheat meal. Sometimes you're not going to have time to take the supplements you need.
But that's been my problem.
Yeah.
Loving that cheat meal lately. I mean, it's the holidays, baby.
Sure. But, sometimes also you find an excuse or you find a way. And instead of finding your way into a Vitamin Shop or a GNC where they're going to try to rob you blind and make you buy stuff that you don't necessarily need, go to Mike and tnt-health.com, where he's going to get you the stuff that you actually want to attain your goals. And if you use our promo code IRONON, IRONON, you're going to save 10% on anything you buy. So do yourself a favor this holiday season. Visit tnt-health.com. Use our promo code IRONON, save 10%, and save yourself the hassle of wasting money and time in any other supplement shop. tnt-health.com. It's about your health today, not tomorrow. I have a good buddy.
No, I done told you about him already. In the last ad, I messed up. I was talking about his good body. And now you're talking about he's your good buddy.
He's a good
but
buddy
he
with
is
a good body.
of both of us.
Yeah.
With an actual body, so he's not in heaven on a cloud fishing with his grandpappy like you would like to think he was. So his name's Juan. Do you know him?
I've heard of him, and
He'll give you $2 off.
No, he's got Of the Dead Designs, and he's been doing stuff for nearly 20 years.
Hey, I've been doing stuff for nearly 20 years.
And
Nearly 50 years.
Yeah, but doing stuff with
for
artwork
yeah,
and,
okay.
very prominent wrestling figures, and he makes designs for them that
I play
sell
Words
a
with
lot.
Friends.
And, okay, that's different entirely. But Juan Ortiz not only has made artwork for some of the top stars in the business, he's made stuff for Aaron. So that tells you just how low he's willing to go. If you have money, he will do the art for you. And so, what it comes down to is this. Whether you're a peon like Aaron or you're Seth Rollins or The Undertaker, if you want something of quality, Juan Ortiz is affordable enough to make that happen. And what's great about Juan is if it's your first time purchasing from him, he's going to knock off $20 on your first design. That's right, $20. So what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I feel like Jennifer Love Hewitt standing outside in that scene, and I Know What You Did Last Summer, which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, fun fact, that scene where she's twirling around and around, showing off that great cleavage, that was an idea given by a teenage boy that won a contest that he could produce any scene, and that was his idea, and everyone was like, that's really dumb. That's really dumb, but
It's
I guess
iconic.
we'll do it, and it's the
No,
most
baby.
iconic scene in the movie. If you want a piece of art from Juan Ortiz that features a wrestler or Jennifer Love Hewitt spinning around on a cloud in heaven with fishing poles, contact him right now
Kind of pole.
at Of the Dead Designs on Instagram, facebook.com/Of the Dead Designs, or go to his website, ofthedead.weebly.com, because Of the Dead Designs is bringing artwork to life. All right, I'm sitting in lovely, I guess, is this technically old Brooklyn, Ohio? Yeah?
Yeah, technically.
Technically. Lovely old Brooklyn, Ohio, an old stomping ground of Gregory Iron here. This is the area where I went to high school, and I'm chilling with not just Atticus Cogar, who's been on the show many times, but the GCW World Champion, Atticus Cogar. That's It's got a good ring to it.
I appreciate that. I thought you were going to say Jordan in the truck. I'm still not used to being world champion.
You always be Jordan in the truck back in the old days of the Iron on Wrestling podcast. But how you feel? How's life?
I feel great. Life's good.
Yeah.
Body feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Mental feels good.
Yeah.
Fucking bitches getting money.
Okay. Well, those are all good things. Well, so, last time you were on the show, you were on with Otis and you're on with Christian. We were talking about the new group, Vandal 48, and we sort of discussed some of your issues that you had, including the iron deficiency. No pun intended. That's a real thing that you had.
Right.
You don't see me enough, so you do have.
I see you enough.
No, you don't.
Come on, dude.
That's not true.
Good once a month. How much do I need to see you?
A little more than that.
Okay.
You
got to come over.
Life flies by.
It does.
Does it feel weird that it's already December?
It doesn't to me, to be honest. I've been very good at like taking time to appreciate like little small things about like each and every day, which is something that I'm actively going out of my way to do to try to have, like a better mental health.
Give me an example.
Like long car rides, maybe. I would like be, I hated long car rides, so I tried to like disassociate, scroll on my phone the whole time. And now, I don't know, I can appreciate long car rides with people, and there's just like little things that, I don't know, I'm just happy to be alive, I guess. I've kind of gotten a little more into like spiritual beliefs. And I guess I'm just currently on this journey of really finding myself.
What have you discovered on this journey? Well, before we answer that, let me ask this, because for me, I feel like this year has flown by, I guess, twofold. One, based on the mental health stuff that I've been exploring with like doing therapy. Like for a while it was every week, and now it's once a month because I feel like I'm in a little bit of a better place, and it's nice to, like a good oil change on a vehicle, you get a little maintenance, right? Make sure everything's in check. Yep. And being hurt for 6 or 7 months and just sitting at home, it could have dragged, but because I had so much creativity that I was just sitting on, I feel like being able to utilize that to its maximum potential, it was like March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and I was back at my job, and I was like, fuck. You know what I mean? So like, what has kept you like in this mindset of like figuring out yourself a little bit more, and like is creativity playing a role in like just the days flying by? Because it's cool to be able to get to do what you want.
Right. Yeah. Like I currently, I don't have a 9 to 5. I haven't had a 9 to 5 in probably the last 4 or 5 years. So I sit here all day, and I'm able to like think of stuff that I want to do for me. Usually it has to do with wrestling, or I'm putting my time into wrestling. That's how I'm able to come out with all these promos and stuff. But yeah, I think the creative outlet part of it definitely like completely disintegrates the idea of time. I'll start working at 10 a.m. and then I'll look at the clock and it's 2 p.m. and I do have work to show for it, but at the same time, I don't remember all that time flying by, and that's something that when I thought about it really bothered me. And now I kind of like, I have a big whiteboard in my room, and I schedule out my time of like what I'm going to do throughout the day, because I don't like wasting time, and it's hard for me to take breaks. But now I'll schedule out breaks, even if it's to not do anything. Sometimes I'll schedule breaks to like scroll on my phone, or remind myself to like I don't know, kind of try to keep up with social media, because I love brain rot doom scrolling on TikTok, but I don't like going on Twitter and reading what everybody's complaining about and stuff like that. But
I'm barely on Twitter because
yeah,
it's just
me
like
too.
there's nothing to see on there unless someone I don't like is being buried. That's always nice. But but for the most part, that's all it is just like constant burial. So it's like,
Right.
why am I even on here?
Right. Yeah, I 100% agree. And I feel like the more like negative stuff that I look at, even if it has nothing to do with me, if I'm like constantly reading that kind of stuff all day, it's just draining. I don't know. I've kind of just like woken up from it. It's a waste of time. So I don't know. I've just been really into doing things that I like, but with these breaks that I was talking about that I schedule into my day, um, I'll take breaks and, leave my phone upstairs and just kind of try to be in the present, I guess, way more. And now I'm able to be in the present while I'm in front of a crowd now. And
Yeah,
I feel like that wasn't something that I was always able to do.
that's awesome.
I was always just trying to like get it done, get to the back.
Yeah,
And yeah, I think that it really just stems from trying to do this, trying to make use of my time and appreciating every minute of it,
I think you make a great use of your time as far as your work goes. I mean, I wish most wrestlers did the majority of work that you do for social media. And like I think because you have more free time, you're able to go above and beyond. I think in general you did that even when you had an actual job back in the day. But it's just so disheartening when these kids with so much talent don't take the time to get over in those other areas of pro wrestling. And again, at the end of the day, wrestling is a business and it should be treated like such at some point if you are good enough to do so. So it's like the fact that so many guys not only are not taking the time to reach out for bookings or try to make a name for themselves or develop a character, but they're not taking the time for those other avenues of like, what's my t-shirt designs look like? What kind of promo should I be putting out into the universe? Things like Cameo. Like people like video shout outs and stuff. And it's like, it's not for everybody. I can understand why some people don't do it. Like, for example, Gargano, he won't do Cameo because he's done a lot of private videos for people and he doesn't want to charge people for them and he doesn't want to make a big deal about it, right? And he probably hates that I'm saying that. So it's different for everybody. But like if you're a struggling indie wrestler and you have to make a post where oh, my car broke down, so I can't make this show this morning. Here's my Venmo. How about you offer something for someone to give you money, right? Like
Right.
it's not that difficult. That's my fucking side rambling there. I want to talk to you about, since you mentioned the negativity of Twitter sometimes. I think for the most part, you're usually met with a lot of positivity online,
Usually.
particularly when it comes to your promos. But something that's sticking out in my mind now, and I want you to delve into this in the mindset. Do you know where I'm going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Couple months back, you released a promo that may or may not had a lot of AI in it. And everybody immediately was like, fuck this promo, lost all respect for Atticus, AI slop, blah, blah, blah. I made a rare tweet and I kind of went on the defense for you and I was like, hey, there's always a reason why Atticus does certain things. So like maybe take time to maybe understand the reason before you just bury it. What was your mindset to set the record straight when it came to that AI promo?
Okay, so going into it, I was seeing all these AI videos on the internet, and I've kept up with AI for a long time now. And I've never really, I mean, I have now, but back in the day, I never really used like the AI where you like talk to it and it talks back to you. But I've always been very interested in the image generation part of it because I am a graphic and video designer.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple things come out of, they were like AI videos of actual people who exist. So I don't know. I just wanted to know how to do that. And all the Adobe programs, by the way, because they're saying that artists don't use AI. All of the Adobe programs now have AI built into them, just so everybody knows. And so I started to do different AI generation videos and trying to see like what looks best. And then I figured out how I was able to bring pictures to life. I was so pumped.
Yeah.
I was excited. Like I called my brother, I was telling Christian about it. Like this is going to fucking change the fucking game.
Yeah.
And I've always been interested in like the back rooms. I don't know if you know what that is.
No.
It's a whole thing. You got to look it up. But
Well, give me like a quick synopsis.
I can't. You
Really?
You got to look up the back rooms. It's a thing.
All right.
Don't get lost though.
Okay.
But for those who know what the back rooms are, I was trying to make my video that aesthetic and like a fake world. I wanted it to be like a dream, because the idea of the promo was that I was watching my brother and my cousin sacrifice themselves to show that, they weren't there because they were going to be at ICW that weekend. And then I had Cruel's body because we stole Cruel's body at GCW in a casket. And when I opened the casket, he wasn't there. It showed me cry, and then it shows me sacrifice myself in the casket. Very deep, artsy stuff. But I thought visually, I wasn't trying to make it look real, or I wasn't trying to hide the fact that it was AI. I forget exactly what I named the promo, but it had something to do with AI.
It was like AI. It was something with dream and AI.
Yeah.
So like as soon as I read that title and I watched
Afterworld Illusion.
there it is. So like my mindset was in watching it. Like, so I was missing some of the pieces that you just filled for me. So thank you for that. But I also got the vibe that it was like a dream sequence. And one of the things that I noticed from people getting pissed was like, you could have paid someone to do practical effects for this and blah, 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 blah. And it's like,
Suck a fat cock.
so here's the thing. Like I think AI can be useful in some ways. I also think it can be terrifying. And it's like, I wonder if these people making those comments, if they had to make the same promo, if they would have went that route, knowing that, I don't know if they realize this, that like buying, for example, or renting a casket for the promo might have cost you a little bit just in itself. And like, we are better paid independent wrestlers than most. We're not getting the hot dog and handshake that we probably get made fun of when we're bleeding everywhere or doing deathmatch stuff or wherever the fuck. But it's like, those things cost a substantial amount of money that probably wouldn't have paid itself back or made its money back at the end of the day. How many views do you think you got on that?
A lot. I mean, it was one of my most viewed videos because of it blowing up, because of the negativity, or, a lot of people liked it too. So there was a lot of arguments back and forth.
How much money did you make on that promo as far as like getting views on it? Do you make money on that?
No, I don't make money.
So
off
there
anything like
you
that.
go. So here you are, and I don't want to sit here and just defend you. I want you to continue with your explanation. But it's like at the end of the day, you are taking a lot of time. It wasn't just like me putting a picture in a AI generating app and like in 1 minute I get a 5-second clip back, right? This was you taking painstaking time and being very intricate with your actions and then creating something that's 2 2.5, 3 minutes in length for people to potentially enjoy. You're allowed not to enjoy it, but the fact that like you're like, fuck this guy, blah blah blah, like it was kind of absurd to me. But continue with the whole synopsis here. So Afterworld Illusion.
There was actually a quote that I found that I really liked.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, before I go into this, one of the arguments that people were making is valid. Okay, and that is the water use that AI image and video generation prompts use. Okay, I had no idea anything about the water usage, so everybody attacked me.
What does that even mean?
Okay, so there are, like, for example, Google used millions of gallons of water to cool their systems, their AI systems that are generating these videos, to like cool it down. It uses fresh water, and it used like millions of gallons, and only 50% of that is like replenished. So we're losing 50%. So there's been like a lot of I think one of the articles that I had read specifically was in Arizona, and a couple people's like well water dried up, and a lot of people like brought stuff like that to my attention, and I don't know. Like I'm not like, what do they think? Fucking water's man-made?
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna fucking run out of water.
Right.
So it's hard. I don't want to discredit it.
Sure.
I also followed up on those articles that said families were losing water, and Google is set to replenish 150% of the water that it's used. A lot of these AI video generation things that like are being cooled down by the water they're finding different ways to be able to cool them down. Like a lot of this information, it's not that it's invalid, it's just a couple years old. Like this stuff has evolved a lot since then, and it's still not using water, but I don't think that we're going to run out of water, but maybe fuck me. Maybe we are going to run out of water. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the world is kind of fucked in a lot of ways right now, but that's hard to say for sure. Wait, as I pick up my podcast equipment.
I do have this quote, though, that I really liked.
Okay.
And, okay, so it says, "Fire replaced the dark and the world became lighter. Ink on paper replaced the voice and the world began to remember. The press replaced most gatekeepers and knowledge began to multiply. The photograph replaced being in the moment and the memory became visual. The computer replaced calculation and thought became visible. The internet replaced walls and language and connection became one network. Creation replaces itself endlessly. What changes is not humans' ability to create, but its refusal to believe creation can't evolve. History has never once obeyed fear." And it's true. It's very true. Like, you got to think about like people who, first learned the frequency system and what that was about, and then people who made instruments because of it and learned how to play these songs, these beautiful songs, and in orchestras and stuff. And now all of a sudden I can have, an app on my phone that makes the same sound. Yeah, maybe it sucks for the person who spent all their time trying to figure out, how to play an instrument, but you can't not evolve, and you can't be mad at evolution like that. So
Sure.
I'm not going to say that I'm sitting here making AI promos all the time, but I'm not completely against the use of artificial intelligence in any way, shape, or form.
I'm not completely against it either, but I think it comes down to how you use it. If you don't follow this account, and this is for everybody that's listening, I follow this account on Instagram called, it's either Evolving AI or evolving.ai, but it always gives constant updates on like the latest crazy shit that AI is doing. And sometimes it's really, really scary for the most part. But some of the resources that it's creating, I do think it could be used for good. Like I don't know if I've talked about this on the show, but like, you know, in writing my book, I've been using ChatGPT not to write for me because I don't want that to be the thing. I want it to be my work.
Right.
But I've been using it. I'll record myself talking like, hey, here's what I'm thinking for this chapter. I just like, I need to sort it out and make it make sense.
Yeah.
And so then it'll spit it out back to me because I haven't been officially diagnosed yet, but in talking to my therapist, they think I have ADHD, and that might be why my brain has all these thoughts all at once constantly. Like, I'm not going to put the person on blast that mentioned it because it's their own private thing, but they told me that they just got diagnosed. They now are on medication where they have one singular thought. And when they told me that, like where they could just think of one thing and focus, it was like the equivalent of saying, like, can you imagine what it would be like to meet the God or a God? You know what I mean? Like trying to process like death and religion and all that stuff. Like to me, it was like, I don't even know what that even looks like, right? And so ChatGPT has been very helpful in helping me structure the way that I'm writing and everything. Here's something I want to ask you about, because you have been very creative with not just the way you create your promos over the years, but your interview skills. From the moment I met you, it stood out to me, right? Kids now are using things like ChatGPT for their wrestling promos and for their Instagram post captions. And I found out recently that, and then I started looking into it, they're using ChatGPT to structure matches for them.
Wow, I've never thought of that one.
Dude, it's...
That one's interesting.
It's not great. But I feel like if these kids, and you can give me your thoughts, if they did the same thing that like I'm doing, where it's like you kind of communicate with it, it can kind of get a sense of where your head's at. And like it could help you with promos. It could help you with captions. It could help you structure matches. But I think where they're going wrong is I'm not there personally, but a lot of these posts are like, hey, here's this picture. I need a caption for it. Hey, I got to cut a promo on this guy. Give me the promo. And I can watch it and I can tell that it's AI because I've been dealing with it enough to know what generic AI looks like, to the point where like, dude, I don't know if you've seen this. When I read articles now, I'm like, I think this was written with AI, and it's like not me overthinking.
And
yeah, dude, it's clearly like, that's not your voice. So give me your thoughts on all that. Promos, interviews, and matches with AI.
Okay, so like you said, I think that not necessarily matches. I haven't thought about that one yet, but as far as like promos and stuff, it's very hard. Me personally, I don't write promos with AI. I do like correcting my grammar with AI.
I agree.
But I guess in a way, you know, wrestling is acting, and you know, if we get a job in WWE or something, it's possible that we would be handed a script written by somebody else, and we have to be able to deliver what they want. So I think it's possible that it's good and bad. It's practice in areas where you might have to deliver something written by somebody else. But I don't think that you should rely on it. I think that unless you're a really good actor, sometimes it could become obvious. But if you think about it, like that's just connected to ego. If we completely take ego out of it, it can be very useful to people. But it's up to the fans to like they have to, if they're like, what's the best way to put this? If they are relating to this promo and the way this person's delivering it and they like that person, It could be somebody who's completely AI. I'm not saying that I agree with the direction that everybody's going with it, but do I see it going in that direction, or do I see anything wrong with that from a more moral standpoint? No.
What about like the idea though that like, because here's my biggest fear, that, and I'm sounding like an old man, I get it, but like with this next generation of kids, like I'm very concerned that based on people that I know personally that are using AI in this way, that like they're not going to be utilizing very much of their own creativity, and they're just going to be doing what the robot tells them to do.
Yes.
And I don't know if they realize how soulless
Yeah.
that makes them, because like if someone took away my ability to create, I sometimes struggle with who I am, but I know if you took that away from me, I lose a big part of who I am.
I think that's the point, though. They want to create a soulless community.
Oh, God.
They do. I really do think that's the point, and I think that, you know, it's really up to us. It's up to us on how we utilize it. It's up to us on how we teach our next generation about it. It's gonna take over, just like the internet did.
Yeah.
It's the answer to everything at the touch of a button, but, you know, who's deciding this information?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if Sam Altman owns ChatGPT and he was Elon Musk's right-hand man and he split off and he made ChatGPT and stole the idea from Elon, and that's why Elon made Grok. Now are their answers different? If I ask Grok a question on how to do something and I ask ChatGPT the question on how to do something, where is the moral value? Like, who decides that stuff?
Sure.
You know? So
Yeah. It's all very interesting. We could probably talk about the whole show with this AI stuff, but let's try to move on. You've done a lot this year as you've, I don't want to say it's been a rebirth of Atticus Cogar, but, this self-exploration, right? Figuring out more about yourself as a human, but also as a character. What has been your favorite thing, outside of becoming GCW champion, which we'll talk about that, I imagine here. What has been your favorite thing that you've done in the last year?
It's really hard to say, honestly. I would say that 2025 has definitely been the best year, not only of my career, but of my life. I've gotten to do a lot of things within wrestling and specifically GCW that have made it, like the best year of my life, because wrestling's very important to me. January, I got to go back to Hammerstein.
Yeah.
Which you were there that first show. It was really cool. I got to
awesome.
do an actual match. And
Hey, I want to point out, on record, on Wikipedia, it does say that Matthew Justice defeated Gregory Iron in the Hammerstein Ballroom.
You did get pinned, right?
I did get pinned in what was not an official match, but that is on record that match happened. So
okay, that's cool, actually.
I want to make that clear.
That's sick.
Which also I want to point out that was Matt Justice's intention. It's the smartest thing he's come up with in years. He was hoping that it would get looked at as an official match so we could say we wrestled in Hammerstein Ballroom. Continue.
I got to return and go several times back to the Showboat.
Yeah.
Which
dude, they've revamped that thing. I haven't been there since then. I heard it's
crazy
sick.
Compared to what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like actually enjoyable to go to.
That's awesome.
It's a little different, like the vibe of it is a little different. Being in like I don't know what room they call it now. It's a big fucking garage. And being in that, I don't know if it's the fans, I don't know if it's the white walls, I don't know what it is, but it's not the same feeling as, the colorful ceiling and stuff where we did like the Run Ricky Run show and stuff.
I'm trying to think, when you say big garage, is it that area that they used that was just outside of the parking lot that like they were building weapons in when they were doing one of the deathmatch shows? Does that sound familiar? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's kind of over in that area, but okay. I know that they like they added a whole water park to this place.
Yeah, that's what I
and
heard. I want to go just to check that shit out.
The
now.
water park, from what I'm aware of, is where I think it's where NGI 5 was when we I think it was Alex Colon and Ricky in the main event. No, maybe it was Manson Masada. I don't remember. It was like in a sand pit.
Okay.
Like right outside Showboat. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember that.
I think that's where the water park is.
Okay.
Because we always used to park over there,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't exist. You can't park over there now.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, returning to the Showboat was cool. It was special. I didn't think I'd ever step foot back in there. Because when I left GCW, like the conversation to when I left was in the Showboat. So like that was the last thing I ever had to do with anything GCW. So returning there was cool, you know. In March I got to go to the UK, and I got to main event for the Deathmatch World Championship against my brother.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was very cool, especially seeing those photos and the way you guys busted your ass. That was really awesome.
Spent the night in the hospital.
Did we talk about it on the show last time?
I don't
think
know.
We did. That was I know we talked about it personally, but you were pretty beat the fuck up. I was very concerned for you.
Yeah, I was very beat up. My brother shows no mercy with anyone.
Yeah.
But especially me. Got cut really bad, but luckily in the UK, free healthcare. They were very kind, and they took good care of me.
Well, you almost didn't come home.
Dude, you're right. That's a whole crazy story.
Without going too in depth for it, but like as far as like how injured you were, what did they tell you?
They had said, okay, so I wasn't bleeding that bad. And the cut was on my back.
It looked fucking
Hold
disgusting.
on. The cut was on my back, and I wasn't bleeding that bad. And I made it all the way to the emergency room. They sat me in a bed, and I'm sitting there with my brother, and my knee pads and my fucking shoes and stuff were still on. So I went to go like lean forward to untie my shoe, and with the way I like had just reached forward, it opened up the cut on my back.
just you saying that, it's like it's not that bad, but like I slightly bent down to do a simple task that many people do every day, like tying my shoe.
It started gushing so bad, and I'm not that good with like blood. Like if I'm like if I have my adrenaline going and stuff like that, and I'm at a wrestling show, sure, but if I'm just like in my everyday life and I look down and I'm just gushing worse than I've ever gushed in a match, I got lightheaded. I went pale, passed the fuck out immediately.
Yeah, when you take adrenaline out of the equation, a lot changes.
Yeah. When I woke up, I was in a hospital room, like an actual room with like a door that could close and stuff like that. And I was nervous about it because that means they had like fully admitted me. And I had a flight the next day. And they were like, once they came in and started talking to me about it, they were like, well, we don't have a person in until tomorrow morning that can look at it, so you're just gonna have to stay here for now. We bandaged it up really good, blah blah blah. And I waited like 7 more hours, and when the person got there to look at it, all she fucking did was look at it, and she's like, well, we can't do anything until Wednesday. It was Sunday.
Oh my god.
But we can't do anything until Wednesday to be able to stitch it up because our anesthesiologist doesn't come in until Wednesday. And I was like, well, I'm leaving tomorrow morning, regardless if this is closed or not. So we need to figure out something. And she's like, well, I mean, you can just get it stitched back up without any anesthesia or whatever it's called. And I literally just turned to the side, and then there was a nurse that was in front of me talking to me, trying to like get my mind off of it. And they had put like some shots in it that kind of like numbed around the area a little bit, but they stitched it while I was awake, and I was just literally biting a pillow because it hurt so bad.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't the first time you've bit a pillow, though.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, it was the first time, actually. First time my whole life.
Okay.
But I got home. Everything worked out. Me and my brother got to main event in another country, which is not even something that was on the bucket list or the goals, you know?
Sure.
Just something that's really cool that we got to do. In April, I retired from deathmatch wrestling. I got to do the big fucking WrestleMania WWE ID show. I got to do Spring Break with Fuego.
Yeah.
There was like thousands of people there, and did the whole like unmasked match, and now he's a whole different dude.
Yeah, I've seen what he's
So-
been doing. Kind of a handsome man. Why was he hiding that face for so long?
You think he's handsome?
A little bit.
You should tell him that.
He's more attractive than I would have thought for a guy who's hiding his face under a mask.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was just insecure.
Potentially.
Yeah,
All right. What else did you do?
you should fuck him,
Okay, no.
Okay,
You
sorry.
were the one that was just talking about biting pillows, dude.
dude. Listen, I was
Nothing against anybody who likes to get a little pillow biting action in their life, you know?
got to. Speaking of pillow biters, got to crucify Joey Janela. Sorry. Got to crucify.
was he a bad
Joey.
boy that day?
Yeah, he was.
Oh man.
He was, and he died for our sins.
Jeez.
In the summer, I got to go to Japan.
That's cool.
It was cool. Very grateful for it. I didn't like any of the food there. I ate
Wow.
Domino's and McDonald's, so it was a little tough for me.
I am shocked. You, the guy who eats nothing but fucking chicken tenders and fucking
Yeah,
Dairy Queen, like,
Yeah.
come on.
that part was a little brutal. Not being able to read anything kind of sucked. But there's an app
I was
where,
gonna say, like, didn't you have an app for that?
yeah, but I didn't learn about the app till I was already there.
Oh,
So it was like getting off the plane. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. A couple months ago, I got to go to Alaska.
that I'm real jealous about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to go to Japan, the UK, and I'm hoping that now that I'm not hurt anymore and I'm going to be okay. Like, I wanted to go to the UK this last year. Hopefully, this is something I could do. But like, Alaska's been on the bucket list for a little bit.
Alaska was cool. The people have a vibe about them.
Yeah.
I went to like some old like breakfast spot that was kind of like a log cabin, had a big like moose head on the wall.
Yeah.
It was a cool spot. Went to the movies while I was there to kill time.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cold. It was rainy. Weather was shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, Alaska kind of just looked like New Jersey with mountains off in the distance.
Oh boy, didn't you get to see like the Northern Star or whatever?
No, I fucking wish.
Dude, that's
I mean,
like
all the boys went on walks, but I don't hang out with anybody like that. I don't
Oh.
hang out with the boys, so I didn't get to do that.
I got you.
Yeah. And then, what month is it? It's December right now.
Yeah,
November, I won the GCW World Championship.
you did. Is that the
And-
segue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're here in December. So had a huge year compared to the last 3 years.
For you personally, as a guy who, the entrance into GCW for you was through a run-in during the beginning of 440, which, trying to remember this correctly, that happens only because a little bit before that we started talking again, right? Is
Right.
that what happened? Through the
Yeah.
podcast?
Yeah, I started doing the agreement was if I would edit some of the podcast stuff, then you would get me booked at freelance.
Yeah.
Get me booked at freelance. I started talking to Ricky again
Yeah.
because I had a falling out with him.
Yeah.
And then
Hmm.
it was like the freelance show that I did is like when I was talking to Ricky for the first time in a really long time, and he was like, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna go steal the belt from Nick Gage at GCW.
Yeah.
And then the rest was kind of just, we kept going to freelance, and then eventually that was the car, me, you, and him.
Yeah. So it starts at that, and so you're just kind of like the sidekick, and then the evolution of it is eventually you become the leader of 440, and then 440 splits, and then 440 ends, and then unexpectedly you come back to GCW when no one thought that was going to happen. Then you form this new stable with your family, which I know is incredibly important to you, and I mean that was important to you even before it was on screen all the time like it is now. And all of that culminates with you winning the GCW Championship from Effie.
Yes.
Talk to me about, I don't know, have you taken the time? I know you said you've been processing and focusing on the little things. Have you taken the time to sit back now that it's a little bit in the rearview mirror and reflect on not just the moment, but the journey to get there?
A little bit. Um, I have the memories on like Facebook and Instagram. So that helps me reflect on the journey for sure. But as far as like reflecting on being world champion in general, I I don't know when, maybe probably when I returned to GCW, which was November of last year. That was the goal. And when I have goals, I kind of put myself in that place mentally. I put myself as like the way I'm gonna go into this next show is the same way I would go in if I was world champion. And I feel like acting on that frequency for the last year, I'm not going to say it didn't feel special when I got the GCW Championship. It was obviously very special, but it felt like it was supposed to happen. I knew this was going to happen for me. Like, this is just, I'm not stopping here. This isn't like the end of the journey. I feel like a lot of people really dream about becoming champion, but nobody dreams about like being champion and what that would take. And I like the pressure of the matches. I like the pressure to be able to bring people in and like sell tickets. I like that kind of pressure because I feel like I deliver when there's pressure. And a lot of people will just go to the shows and think like, what's the best thing I can do for me? And even less selfish people will think, what's the best I can do for me in my match? But like when you get into the thought of like, what do I bring to this company and how can I like sell tickets and make myself like a value and an asset, because GCW's the biggest independent company in the world. So I don't know, having one day I think that I would want to be signed, right? So I'm about to be 29 in March. I just won the biggest independent wrestling championship that there is. I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be right now in this journey.
Man, I love that you look at it in the mindset of it falls on my shoulder to sell tickets, because I feel like when you look at how the pay structure is with WWE and AEW now, it's not like it used to be where there was incentive to sell tickets. I mean, obviously, especially if you're one of the top guys, you don't want to not be a draw. You want to be a reason that people may or may not be buying tickets. But whether they buy 45,000 tickets or they buy 2, it doesn't really matter because they get paid the same. But
Right.
like you are smart enough and self-aware enough to know that now that you're in this position, now more than ever, you need to deliver. So like with that mindset as champion, do you have goals in mind, or is your mindset just like, I want to raise the bar for what it means to be a champion in GCW, as far as not just how you carry yourself in the ring, but behind the scenes?
Both. I definitely want to raise the bar of what it means to be a champion. But behind the scenes and on camera, I'm scared of whoever beats me for this title not bringing what I bring to the table. And I don't mean that in like a cocky way. I just mean like someone who's not like doing promos or trying to tell a story and sell tickets, and someone who just doesn't care. So like a placeholder, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like the people before me were that. I'm just scared of it happening after me, because there's not many people that's, you know, come in and out of GCW that I think about that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to set that example. But I do have goals. Some of them I won't say, but some of them I will. My biggest goal with GCW is I spent so much of my time and energy into ultra violence and like underground type wrestling that I feel like I represent it well, and I feel like I can represent it well enough to bring what GCW represents to a bigger stage, even if that means invading somewhere else.
Sure.
I think that, you know, we're in a place in wrestling right now where some sort of invasion isn't off the table. You know, there's a lot of TV companies' talent is working for GCW, and it's a big mix. That would be really cool to lead, to do in general, but
Yeah.
to definitely lead, and to you know how like when like ECW came into WWE, they would have like Sabu versus John Cena, or like RVD was like their guy.
Sure.
I think that it would be cool to bring GCW like up to that without making it a full-blown TV company.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Yeah. Well, almost like you know, when they did the first ECW invasion back in '97, where they were randomly having ECW matches on Raw to plug the first pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah,
Like they weren't
yeah.
even having interactions with, after the initial quote unquote invasion. They weren't really doing anything with the WWF guys. They were doing like I'm trying to remember who wrestled on the show. Like, I mean, they had RVD on for a few weeks, and they did like, I want to say like Stevie Richards versus somebody on the show, and just like it was totally separate from what was happening in the Raw storylines. You know?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm glad that we could have this conversation, and I think I said it somewhere on the podcast, doing the intro or the outro, or probably somewhere in the last couple of weeks when you won. But I'm very proud of you, and
you.
I'm proud of you for the guy that you are, and just the hard work that you always consistently put into everything you do, as not just a wrestler but a performer. And you know, I think the best is still yet to come. You got a lot ahead of you, and I'm excited to watch this journey for you.
I appreciate that.
Anything you want to plug before we wrap this up? Just had like a little
when is this
Black
episode
Monday,
coming out?
literally Wednesday. I'm going to have it
Oh,
on
wow,
Patreon
okay.
probably tonight.
I have 2 shows this weekend, Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
This Friday, I will be in, I think it's called Washington Hall in Seattle.
Okay.
That'll be my first time in
I
Seattle.
was going to ask you if you've been there. Seattle's a cool place.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I'm defending the GCW World Championship against Matt Tremont. And then when I whoop his ass and beat him, I'm going to be defending the belt at the Ukrainian Cultural Center in Los Angeles the next day. against Effie in his rematch clause.
That should be interesting.
Both of those shows are going to be on, I think, Triller Plus. I should probably know that.
You should probably know that.
I want to say it's Triller Plus.
Okay, we'll go with it. I'll take your word for it.
But if it's not, then don't sue me.
If they want to buy some merch, where do they go?
AtticusCogar.BigCartel.com. I have loads of merch currently available. It's holiday season. There's a lot of miscellaneous weird Atticus Cogar branded items on there. There's ring-worn gear. And I think maybe in the future we might have some Vandal 48 stuff up. Because right now, it's a family-born gang. And every time we walk out, it's fuck Ohio. So why the fuck would we want people to wear our shit?
True.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
When you guys start showing some respect and some love, we'll let you wear the fucking the gimmick. But
Makes sense.
before that, no, they gotta be a little bit nicer.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, that's it for the interview. So what do you say now? Maybe you show me around the house. I can take you on a little pillow biting experience.
I'm gonna need you to leave.
What's that?
Goodbye, Greg.
Why are you pushing me towards the
Get
door?
out.
Please
Come
stop.
on. Come on, get
All
out.
right.
You're gonna let my cat out.
Okay. All right. Calm down. That was the interview with the GCW World Champion, Atticus Cogar.
A lot of people are calling him the last real world champion.
I feel like you're confusing that with John Cena.
Same thing, in my opinion.
Okay.
I've always looked up to Atticus.
We're obviously, I would imagine next week we are going to really build our episode around John Cena in some form or fashion as we are on the road to his final match. And I got to be honest with you, we'll talk about more of it, when we review Survivor Series over on Patreon and stuff. But, I was kind of emotional watching him come to the ring for the thing with Dom.
Yeah, I wasn't at the end of the match, but I was at the beginning. And I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
It's not like John Cena was even my favorite wrestler. It's just again, maybe another part of history is leaving me, or another chapter is closing.
What other guy have we been able to see the start and the end of their career for this long, right? 25 years straight. That's kind of crazy. For the most part, even when he was part-time, he was more full-time than Undertaker when he became part-time. Undertaker became WrestleMania once a year. At least John was doing some other stuff. Wow. But I don't know. We'll talk about that next week. But hey, thanks again for Addie coming on the show and catching up with me. And I want to state this, and I'm sure I said it at some point in the interview, but super proud of that kid. He has come so far since I met him at that little training school in North Royalton, and I remember he stood out to me back then as far as his promo skills, and obviously we had our ups and downs in the beginning, but he has really busted his ass to prove that he is his own man, and he has done this his way, and it's a way that more guys should really get themselves over in independent wrestling. It's figuring out who you are, what resonates with you, and making that resonate with the audience. I think that's incredibly important. Being, to steal a phrase that is no longer used from Johnny Gargano, uniquely you. What do you think, Aaron?
Man, I remember producing Atticus at a young age and thinking, this guy's got it. And everybody telling me, no, he's too small. He's too handsome. He's too really, really, really ridiculously good looking to be a wrestler.
Was this Joe Dombrowski?
Yes. And I said, I think this kid's got a shot. So then I said, let's bring him in, and I'll manage him and his brother. And to think that him and his brother, Ed Cogar.
You think his brother's name is Ed?
Those two, when I took them under my wing, I knew these guys are going to do something in this business.
Otis, who is also incredibly talented.
I remember their cousin, Otis.
It's very disrespectful for you not to know Otis Cogar.
And Atticus and Atticus and Oedipus. So I remember
I feel like you can't say that in audio.
It was a real guy from Greek mythology, just like Atticus Cogar.
Anyways, thanks for Addie stopping by on the show, and make sure you're following us on social media, Patreon, supporting the show. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, where we just uploaded a weird interview from that Pro Wrestling Weekly show that we talk about, where D'Lo Brown is asked about very important topics in 1999, like do you know of any wrestlers having affairs? So definitely check that out on YouTube.
My favorite part is when he starts naming them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You have to watch it, but blah, blah, blah is having an affair with so-and-so.
That doesn't happen. But,
no?
yeah, make sure you follow me on social media. You can find me at Gregory Iron on X, Gregory_Iron on Instagram, Facebook.com/handicapped hero. If you want to book me for pro wrestling seminars, motivational speaking, you can do that over at handicappedhero.com. You can also find my cameo over there if you want a shout out of some sort, and prowrestlingtees.com/Gregory Iron for my shirts, Aaron shirts, Iron on Wrestling shirts. You're going to find shirts that are out of print over there that will never be printed again unless you get them on Pro Wrestling Tees. And many of the shirts are just $19.99. It's very hard to find a shirt at that price nowadays, so what the fuck? Go check it out. Buy a shirt. Support the show. Aaron, what would you like to plug?
We have T-shirts available at the Pro Wrestling Tees shop.com.
Okay.
There's my shirts, Greg's shirts, Rod Destiny shirts. You can just buy one. Some of them are even $20. Hard to find a shirt at $20 these days.
Feel like I hear an echo.
I am the leprechaun.
No.
You can follow me at I am the leprechaun.com.
All right. Well, with that being said, do not type in IamTheLeprechaun.com.
Why not?
Nothing will come up.
You don't
And
know
all right, if something comes up, I'm going to be very shocked. And
That's my Twitter name.
Speaking of something coming up,
IamTheLeprechaun.com.
give me a kiss goodbye. Stop. You're scaring me.